Introducing the all-new Phoibos Argo Bronze. That's right, the Argo is back. And this time, it's got a fresh bronze case that evolves with you. Now before we begin, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Argo reminds me of a vintage Grand Seiko. It's got that grammar of design style with large, flat, tapering surfaces. So by default, I already love this thing. It's like what a vintage Grand Seiko dive watch would have been back in the 1960s. Back then we never got that, but today is our lucky day. So the case of the Argo is a stunner, but now Phoibos went the extra mile for those of us who want something with a little more character. Enter the CU-SN8 bronze case, a copper tin alloy that gives off a beautiful rose gold hue. And there's also an important detail about this case that I have to point out. It is not symmetrical. The side with the crown is larger, and that's mostly because the side of the case acts like a crown guard for that sunken in crown. And my favorite feature, hands down, are those 44GS style connected lugs. It's even got the brushing in the middle, which is such a great look. The case is relatively flat, even though it appears like the lugs taper down slightly. There's also a bevel on the underside of the mid-case that aids in comfort. However, the bevel is larger on the right side of the case and smaller on the left side. Now let's do those dimensions. I got 40.5mm in diameter, and the bezel is 40mm. And we got a secret measurement of 30mm even. And I got a thickness of 12.5mm. For the wingspan, we've got no drilled lugs and a lug-to-lug of 48 even. So nothing vintage Grand Seiko about this size. It's a modern size, striking that sweet spot between wrist presence and wearability. I'm going to say it wears true to size, but doesn't really hug the wrist. Now let's focus on the bezel. It overhangs on the left side of the case, but not on the right. The insert has a brushed matte finish and it's made from durable ceramic. I'm a big fan of this look. I am not into glossy ceramic. So well done, Phoibos, but the big question is, how does it feel and sound? Alright, so probably Phoibos' best bezel yet. The clicks are not too soft, not too harsh, and the tension is perfect. Oh yes, and the grip is excellent. Now moving on. The strap is a soft green FKM rubber with quick release spring bars. It comes in at 20mm and tapers down to 18 at the buckle. The buckle is bronze as well, and when you just look at that cutout, Phoibos left a perfectly sized gap for the rubber strap to pass through. Now that's smart design. Now the Argo Bronze is a capable diver, so of course it has at least 200 meters of water resistance. It's not ISO rated though, but I'm sure it's going to be up to the task. I opened the watch up and Phoibos has a little gasket lip on their movement holder that grips the case back and acts as a second gasket. In the past, they've had a groove and a real second gasket. So I'll be curious to see in the future if they continue with this new design. I think it's more simple and cost effective. Another win with Phoibos watches is the crown. They are solid, well machined, and embossed with the Phoibos Kraken logo. And there's never any cross threading, it's just smooth operation every single time the way it should be. Now we're gonna move on to the dial, because that is where this Phoibos really shines. It's got a radiant forest green color that has an embossed spiral sunray pattern. It plays with the light in a fun way, and it adds a little bit of depth to the Argo. I think I would have loved to see just a plain Jane sunray, but that's just me. Now I gotta mention that the green really contrasts nice with the bronze. But if you're not into that, Phoibos is making a couple different colorways. There's going to be an orange colorway, a red colorway, blue, and even a fume purple. So very vibrant colors. They don't have a plain Jane black or silver, which I think is a missed opportunity. So divers need powerful lume. And good news is Phoibos never plays around when it comes to lume. The Argo Bronze has 15 layers of Swiss Superluminova BGW9 on the hands and applied hour markers. And even the bezel is lumed, so there you go. Being BGW9, it doesn't have the brightest impact, but it stays strong for a very long time. At its price point and even beyond, the Phoibos just is better than the competition. So what's powering the Argo? Well, we got the Miyota 9015, ultra slim Japanese premium movement. It has a smooth sweep, 28.8 VPH with 42 hours of power reserve. Mine has a ton of beat air, but the rate seems okay. So I'm disappointed in Phoibos. They should have done a better job in regulating it. So if you love the Argos, you're a fan of bronze, patina, you're wondering right now, hey, what does this watch cost? Well, the retail, $499. But until April 7th, you can use the code ARGO100. It's on Phoibos' website, and they'll take off $100. So that makes it $400 for a bronze diver with ceramic, sapphire, and a solid movement with insane lume. Not bad at all if you ask me. I will link the Phoibos website down below in the description, but before you guys jump, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one.